Yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Samha Ahmed and I'm recording my micro lesson for Arizona State University's TESOL through Coursera. My lesson begins now. Alright, class. So, today we are going to talk about something different. We've been reading and writing and listening and speaking. And all of this can come into effect if we know that we say a word that is correct. You know how when we talk, a certain part of our mouth moves? It goes up and down. Sometimes it goes forward, sometimes a little backward. We're going to use those words and see which parts of our mouth move that help us say that sound better. Okay, so I will say a few sounds with you and I want you to go ahead and repeat those after me. Okay, the first sound is it's the sound. Sound. The sound of the letter L. So now I want you to tell me which part of your mouth moved more than the others. When you sounded out the letter L, you said and your tongue touched the tip of your mouth. Now we'll be using the letter F to produce its sound. I tuck my lower lip underneath my teeth. Let's move on to a very similar, confusing sound, that is for the letter we. When we say we, I notice that most of us just randomly and accidentally say v. Not gonna do that. The sound would be I want you to see the difference. Now I'm not trying to blow the air out, although I have made the passage a little bit smaller than it was for the letter F. So we'll play a game, it's called minimal pairs. You'll hear a word and then you'll find a similar sounding word, and if you don't say it clearly, they can almost sound same. I'll play the first one for you so you know what needs to be done. I'll spin my wheel here. Okay, so my word is torn. Now I want you to look at the word above and the word below. Which word is closer to the word torn? Good job, it's corn. Now, let's say the word corn. Corn. What do you feel? Where is the sound being produced from? Yes, the sound is being produced from this part right here. Corn. Corn. And then torn. What if I don't say it clearly? It's a corn. It's torn. I'm not putting a lot of effort, not opening my mouth. I'm spinning the wheel again. Call. Call. The word above call is tall. Call, tall, call. You see how they're similar, only the beginning sound is slightly different, and that tells you how not having a proper articulation of the sound can make a difference in how you say the words. Use your Google Transcribe application. Say something in the mic and let Google transcribe it for you. Then you go ahead and read that passage. If everything you've said has been written clearly, then that means what you pronounced was absolutely correct and effective. However, sometimes we say a few words that aren't said properly and Google Transcribe will hear something else and then write that word instead. And this will also tell us that we need to work on the very specific word. I have my Google Transcribe over here. What I'm going to do is record something super fast so we can see for ourselves if something that I've said was wrong. Okay, give me a minute. As I jumped in the valley of darkness, I saw a monster, the monster being very huge and crazy, and it was so gigantic. It was enormous. I'm using a lot of adjectives. Oh no, what am I doing? Okay, so let me start again. This is what I recorded, and now we'll see if Google can transcribe this. As I jumped in the valley of darkness, I saw a monster. The monster being very huge and crazy, and it was so gigantic. It was enormous. I'm using a lot of adjectives. Oh no, what am I doing? Okay, so let me start again. this is what I've recorded, and now we'll see if Google can translate what I said. Google's not translating, Google's transcribing for me. I had to say transcribe, so I made a mistake, although not in pronunciation, but I said the wrong word. I remember giving a passage to you for reading at home. The passage was, "What's that sound?" It has a girl, her name is Kanisha, and she hears something while she's asleep, and that scares her. For this, I've made an activity for you guys. These are some flashcards. These are actually vocal flashcards. I'll show you a flashcard. One of you will raise your hands, rest of you will cover your eyes, okay? And then one person who raised his hand will read the script. Rest of you will only be listening. Once the reading has been done, I'll show you the flashcard, I'll remove the curtain, and everybody would be able to hear what the first person said. And this will help you analyze if the speaker was speaking clearly with words that were being pronounced properly, and if everybody was able to hear what was being told in the story or on the flashcard.
I guess I shouldn't.
Now I want you to raise your hands and tell me who will go ahead and read this. Okay, Anaya, so you will be reading this and the rest of you will cover your eyes and no peeking. It is an activity that will help you identify what is being said. Okay, everybody close your eyes, and Anaya, you can go ahead. I guess I shouldn't read any more scary books at night. Okay, thank you, Anaya. Now the rest of you are going to listen to the audio from the flashcard. I guess I shouldn't read
I guess I shouldn't read any more scary books at night.
Was Anaya able to pronounce each and every word clearly? Because if she was, then, I'd like to clap for you because your pronunciation was on point. How many of you know about tongue twisters? Yeah, tongue twisters are like little phrases that you have to say out loud. They have very similar sounds and mostly you twist your tongue. When I was a child, there was a very famous tongue twister. She sells seashells on the seashore. It had a lot of s and sh sound, okay? S, sh, s, sh, s, sh. This teaches our tongue to switch from one sound to another. One is a phonemic sound and the second one is a digraph sound. Both of them are playing a different role. Now, slowly, you guys will repeat it after me. She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. Okay, all of you say it together. I couldn't hear a single one of you speaking clearly because of the noise. Okay, let's do it again. This time you'll raise your hands in one by one. That was a nice try. I'm proud of you. Would you like to go ahead? Yes, Anaya, please go ahead. She sells seashells on the seashore. It was great. But did we hear a little tongue twist? Did we notice that C was accidentally pronounced as she? Although similar, but it changes the entire meaning. So that's what we learned today. We learned how similar sounds, if said in a wrong way, with different technique and the different positions of our mouth, can come out wrong and change the entire meaning. Thank you.